off the mic. Charlie Casserly, Kyler Murray, Antonio Brown. The NFL, the gift that just keeps on giving. Going through chalk talk. Charlie Casserly, the old GM in the NFL, coming to fruition saying, hey, look, this guy was terrible on the chalkboard. Leadership skills, questionable. Didn't interview properly here. Now, the question I like to see here is we saw Lincoln Riley talk a little bit early this morning saying, I don't know where that's coming from. He's a great leader. Look at what he did last year. Followed right in Baker Mayfield's footsteps, won the Heisman Trophy. Our team followed this guy. You never know where it's coming from for a team that might be sitting down at 7, 8, 9, or 10, trying to hope he slips from that first spot, the second spot, the third spot, and down lower. But also what we like to see, Teddy, is the only interview that matters is with the Arizona Cardinals because they like him. They're probably going to take him number 1 overall. And also, Antonio Brown. Steelers say, Teddy, let's wrap this one up by Friday, boys.
There's so much to talk about here. Let's start with Charlie Casserly, okay, who was, how do we phrase this politely? He was better than Matt Millen. I can't think of a whole lot of other
good
GMs.
one.
He was
Good
better,
one.
So Casserly, it's not like he's the ultimate in player personnel grading. He's not. He's an old guy that heard some stories, and they're like, oh, let me tell you, which is what TV talking heads are supposed to do. All that being said, the buzz on Murray, I mean, you don't know what's real, what isn't, how much is smokescreen. You're saying that could be the team drafting 7th, hoping that he drops. I'm always interested in what teams are saying about a quarterback's leadership. And it is definitely a red flag in my mind. But I already called it. Kyler Murray's going to be a bust anyway. So's Antonio Brown, wherever he ends up. The veteran wide receivers in the new spot, they don't tend to live up to expectations. Antonio Brown, yeah, Steelers are right to go, see you later. Whoever picks him up and his salary will be just as unhappy as the team that drafts Kyler Murray, especially if it's a dumb team like Arizona that, they just took their quarterback of the future last year, and they'll get pennies on the dollar for Josh Rosen if they try to trade him today.
That's amazing. Yeah, 3rd-round draft pick, I'm hearing. So you draft him last year in the 1st round. You're going to move him for a 3rd-round pick. And my favorite rumor of all, Teddy, is Antonio Brown going to the Oakland Raiders for a 1st-round draft pick when their whole MO over the past 2 years was tear this team apart and build for the future. But then you're going to add a high-priced wide receiver who wants to get paid even more than he currently does. And he's over 30 and will cost you a 1st-round draft pick. Should be a lot of fun to watch in the offseason as it pertains. And also, Teddy, keep in mind, free agency opens up next week. So all of that's going to be in charge as well as March Madness.